All right, welcome right here to Palmer Field in Middletown, Connecticut. We're just underway. Joining me tonight, Steve Kirk on GoGreenKnights.com as we bring you a three-camera shoot. Great work by our production team behind the scenes, although they always make me nervous, Steve, but they get the job done, I'll tell you, as we're just underway. Corwick to lead things off here for the Green Knights as they're taking on a high-flying Xavier Falcon team here, coming in with just one bump in the road, Steve Kirk. They have been playing some tremendous baseball. Joe Signore out in the mound, the right-hander pitching to Corwick, and that pitch is down low for a ball, and the count goes even at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I believe Xavier comes in with a 15-1 mark. Notre 10-6. Always a good battle when these two teams get together.
Pitch down low, so count goes full at 3-2 to Corwick. Green Knights have been a little bit up and down this year, really due to injury. If I fought through it, and looks like they're going to make a run into the state tournament. That pitch inside the ball four, and Corwick draws a leadoff walk, so he's down to the bag at first. And the Green Knights off to a good start here with a leadoff runner on, and here comes Corso to the plate.
To say the Green Knights have been, I don't want to say injury prone, but when you without your two senior captains for all but 10 innings all year, it's a kudos to.
There's a bunt by Corso. Pitcher will field it on the first in time for the out. So Signore, nice job to get off that hill and make the play at first base. But Corso on the sacrifice bunt will push Corwick along.
Just to finish that thought, I mean, Greg Zula pitched the first game, did a nice job, gets hurt in the second game. Griffin Garabedian headed to UConn to play baseball, gets hurt in the last preseason scrimmage. Tries to come back against Fairfield Prep, plays 3 innings, I think, gets 1 at bat, re-hurts his ankle. So when you're without your 2 senior captains, to be 10-6, and kind of playing some pretty good baseball coming down the stretch, so we got to give the coaching staff and as well as the players credit to kind of right the ship and put together some good wins.
Here comes a pitch up high to Archiola. Yeah, here's a good example. This guy right here at the plate, Drew Archiola, did not expect to be the starting center fielder each and every game this season with Griffin Garabedian, of course, out of the lineup. Young man heading to UConn. But you know what? He has done a terrific job in center field. He really has.
Very good athlete.
Pitch down to Tadlow. Count goes 2-0 to Drew. On deck for the Green Knights, Zach Ballabon. He's the catcher today. He's been playing some first base with the injury to Brandon Wynn, but Wynn back in the lineup at first now for the Green Knights.
That was a third injury I was going to mention. Wynn missed some games, the senior slugging first baseman.
Time has been called with the count 2-0. Threat of rain in the weather forecast, maybe a thunderstorm. We hope that's later tonight. Right now, just a delightful night for some high school baseball. And Coach Magner wants to come out and have a quick chat now with Joe Signore. Well, if he got banged up, maybe going after that bunt, may have stretched his back out a little bit there, Steve, as they have a chat with him right now.
Making sure Signore's all right.
Chris Carty is behind the plate, by the way, today for the Xavier Falcons. Mike Purcell out the bag at first. At second base is Jack Gethings. Gethings is a pretty good hockey player for the Xavier Falcon team. So Gethings is starter at second base. At shortstop. Who's playing shortstop, Steve? You got
Jay Schaff.
Jay Schaff, okay. Jay Schaff. And at third base?
C.J. Caprio.
C.J. Caprio, okay.
Left to right is Lawrence Hill. Nick Roy in center, and Pat Downey manning right field, which is center field and right field, part of the football field configuration here in the fall for Palmer.
A pitch over for the strike call. Count goes at 3-1 here to Archiola.
I like Coach Kessler. Early on, putting some pressure on. Good bump by Corso. Get a runner in scoring position for the media order. Important to get a lead on the road.
Throw down to the bag at second. It's down at the feet of Corwick. Didn't bounce too far away from Schaff and quickly fielded.
Not only at the feet, but I think hit the foot of Corwick.
327 down the line and left. Just about the same to right field, 400 feet. Quite a cloud to get it out of here to straightaway center field. I've been calling baseball games for a lot of years here, Steve. I've never seen one go over that 400-foot mark out there. A little bit left of that to the left field alley, but here comes a 3-1, and that's ball 4. Second walk issued in the ball game. Tobias ignore. Now you got runners at first and second. With one down, and Zach Ballabon stepping up to the plate here.
You've seen the Green Knights all year. This is my first time seeing them. I did do a camera for Amity, which was actually a really good baseball game. Amity came on top 3-1. That's a good baseball team, along with Xavier in the SEC. But what have you been impressed with the Green Knights so far this year?
The way they hang in there. They don't hang their head. You know, all the injuries and the way things have gone, they hang in there. They work hard. They're certainly a team. They play well together. At times the bat's a little bit anemic, but someone always coming through, helping out. Middle infielders have done a nice job. We've seen a little shuffling at that shortstop spot now.
In fact, Zach Ordino getting a start today.
Today is the third shortstop that I've witnessed now playing for the Green Knights. That ball's going to be popped up, fouled off, over towards the 5 guys. Didn't make it there today, Steve. I thought I was going to bring a couple of the guys from the production crew over, but we never made it.
Well, maybe if the game gets over quick enough, we can go after.
That's a good idea.
Beautiful night for baseball. Spring has not been particularly good weather-wise here in New England. Has been lately, but early on was not. But it's a beautiful night for baseball. 75 degrees or so at first pitch.
Count rides a 3-1 now to Ballabon. Segura having a little difficulty finding that strike zone. Big gap out there in left center with that outfield shift towards right. Here comes the pitch. Ballabon's going to hit it high in the air. It's going to float to the outfield grass. Second baseman with range, and Gethings will put it in the glove for the out. Looks like he drifted into foul territory, so Ballabon is out. A little fly ball to the second baseman. Call that in foul territory, I guess, and brings up Brendan Wynn. Talk about a guy that was really disappointed when he got banged up, the senior was. But he's come up with some big hits as a designated hitter, Steve, so he's been swinging the bat. He's playing back in the field again.
Baseball's a lot about 2-out base hits, 2-out RBIs, and Wynn has a chance here with Corwick at second and Archiolo at first. Signor is trying to get himself out of a first-inning jam. Thanks for tuning in with Notre Dame Baseball here on GoGreenKnights.com.
If I communicate a little bit in the background, we actually have our friends from Xavier trying to put together their own webcast program, which is going to be terrific. So they're out checking out what we do, Steve. So I'm excited about that. Pitching for the strike to the big fella, Mr. Wynn.
Not to be a little shameless, but if you're going to learn, you might as well learn from the best. And Don Boyle and GoGreenKnights.com are the best. So imitation is the highest form of flattery, correct?
Absolutely. That is absolutely correct. Time is called. Plate umpire's called time a couple of times. Might be some little buggies down there. I mean, it's that time of year when the bugs are going to start to float around a little bit. Here comes the pitch to Wynn. Curveball missed outside. Count goes 3-1. You got 2 on. Yes, 2 out here. Notre Dame top of first in an inning that is just really moving slowly. Here comes a 3-1 pitch, and that's hit down to Gethings. He goes to the easy bag at second for the out, so Wynn hits into the force out, and the Green Knights will leave 2. No runs, no hits, 2 walks, 2 runners left on base. We'll be back with a bottom of 1. Your score, it is Notre Dame nothing. The Xavier Falcons coming to the plate right here on GoGreenKnights.com.
Book, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Connecticut's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
one shot at this.
Field, historic Parma Field. Boy, it's going to be full of excitement this summer, Steve. The New England Regionals of American Legion Baseball. For the next 2 years, right here, you know I have a passion for American Legion Baseball, and we'll have every game right here from this seat, right where you're sitting and where I'm sitting. I'm looking forward to it.
Walked in, I saw the sign up there for the 2013 tournament, and saw the New England Regional. Now, I know the state tournament is played in a couple different locations. I believe Torrington and Stamford, if memory serves me. Are they going back there this year? The winner of Connecticut, along with the other regional states, will come here for their summer showcase.
So it'll be Lawrence Hill leading things off, the left fielder here for the Xavier Falcons. As the Falcons coming in, really playing just terrific baseball. Amendola out in the mound for the Green Knights of Notre Dame has been the ace of the staff, and he's got that strikeout pitch. He has that ability in that first pitch in there for the strike call. When he's working that ball low and away to the right-hander, Steve, and clicking that outside corner, he's so effective.
Coming into the year, I think Greg Zulo was going to be counted on as the ace, and then he hurt his hamstring in that second game. Amendola really had to step up, and he's done that, and that's what's going to bode well for the future of the Notre Dame baseball program. I know Ravazio got some key innings this year. Troy Terzi's also a senior, so he'll be moving along with Zulo, but Amendola got some key starts, and this is a big one against a real good team tonight to see what he's made of.
Works the inside corner for the strike call, and the count goes 1-2 to Lawrence Hill. Xavier could be the class of Class Double-L baseball. Remember, a couple years ago, they were vying for a state championship on this very field here at Parma, and some late disappointment, and I believe it was Pomperog that went on to beat them. Xavier thought they had their state baseball championship. 2 balls, 2 strikes to count here to Hill.
I believe the night before, Notre Dame fell to Sheehan, if memory serves me. 2010.
2-2 pitch, swing and a miss. The strikeout of Hill as he jammed him a bit there. Good pitch.
Good job by Amendola, pounding the zone, throwing strikes in and out. Never want to show pitchers the same pitch 2 times in a row, and you can see he bounced one in there, but a little bit of a waste pitch on 1-2. Came back inside on the 2-2 pitch and got Hill to strike out.
Outfield just about straight away for the Green Knights. Balaban behind the plate, catching the balls and strikes. That's a ball he caught. Win down at first, Paulson at second. Adito at shortstop, Cork at third base. Levine, Acciolo, and Gargiulo in the outfield left to right. Getting swinging from the left side. Count goes 2-0. Well, I got to say congratulations to your golf team on a terrific win yesterday over these very Falcons, right?
We had as good a round as we've had all year at the perfect time. Came into the match needing to, we were 3-1 in the division. Xavier was 4-0. We play them again this coming Tuesday up at Portland, right up the road here, up 66. You cross the bridge. Needed to win to set up a winner-take-all showdown, and the guys came through.
They're pitching at the feet of Gethings, and that's a walk. So both pitchers a little control issue here in the first. As the first walk issued by Amendola. Amendola usually doesn't give up too many. That's why he's been so effective. Now the designated hitter stepping up to the plate for the Xavier Falcons. Batting for the pitcher ignores Albany. So Albany swinging from the right side with a runner first, one down. I don't think you're going to try to sacrifice this runner along with one out. And well, you do have your cleanup hitter on deck, and Mike Purcell. Who knows? It's high school baseball. Who expected Notre Dame to pull off a suicide squeeze against Farmington? That's right. Throw to the bag at first. Of course, it won them a state championship.
If you are an 80s alum who happened to play baseball, one of Notre Dame's great coaches, worked with the JV program, helped with the varsity. His name was Dave Kingsley. He had a great quote that we used to say, or that he used to say all the time, that I've kind of implemented. But if you have to bunt with your 3-hitter, he's not your 3-hitter. So I'm going to venture to say we're not going to see any sort of sacrifice bunt here.
I like that. Matt Albanese has a ground ball hit by Matt down to the second baseman and on the first. So Paulson able to field it cleanly. Couldn't get the runner Gethings. He was taken off and get the out at the bag at first. Albany's retired 4-3, and it brings up Purcell with a runner in scoring position. So as good as a sacrifice right there, moving the runner along.
That shot by Paulson to stay down on that one. That looked like he had a little English, took a little sideways spin, but he was able to smother it. And able to get Albany's out at first, but now Xavier with a runner in scoring position with 2 outs, just like Notre Dame had in the top of the inning.
Purcell, the senior, swinging from the left. Goes the opposite way, drives it down the left field line, tucks it inside the foul line. That's a base hit, maybe more. He's going to stop at the bag at first, and a run will score. Gethings will score. Purcell takes it the opposite way. RBI, base hit. That's a great bit of hitting right there. Give credit when credit is due. He went with that pitch, Steve.
I was just going to say the key to baseball and hitting is to hit it where it's pitched. And Purcell right there. Amendola painted the outside corner. He went with it, perfectly placed down the left field line, and a little play with the runner going to second means a run for the Falcons.
That's right. So the number 3 hitter did his job moving the runner along. So 1-0. Xavier leading here in the bottom of 1. That's the first hit of the ball game. Purcell comes up with it with a runner in scoring position. Amendola to work from the stretch. Ground ball hit the third. Cork will field it. He's going to go across the diamond. Strong throw. Stretch by Wynn. Carty retired 5-3. We're through 1 complete. Xavier Falcons have the lead as they score 1 run on 1 hit. There was a walk. Runner left on the bag at first. We'll be back with the top of 2 right after this on GoGreenKnights.com.
Network Group, we are committed to offering simple and meaningful solutions to your complex problems. We work hard to achieve the highest levels of quality in our solutions to help your customers meet their challenging business needs. We're committed to delivering technology management solutions that offer security, reliability, availability, and performance. Visit our website, thebusinessnetworkgroup.com, for more information.
Curtis Ryan Honda now has the all-new 2013 Honda Accord in stock and arriving daily. Get this totally restyled, technologically futuristic vehicle from Curtis Ryan, a 9-time winner of Honda's most prestigious dealership distinction, the President's Award. The 2013 Accord features alloy wheels, backup cameras, Bluetooth, SMS text messaging, auto climate control, and much more. Get yours at Curtis Ryan Honda, between exits 12 and 13 off Route 8 in Shelton.
And now, the winner of this year's prestigious Honda President's Award for Excellence in Dealership Operations, Customer Satisfaction, Sales, and Training. Curtis Ryan from Curtis Ryan Honda in Shelton. Celebrating 39 years in Shelton with a great reputation, great deals, and an extraordinary sales experience, this is Curtis Ryan's 9th President's Award.
All right, welcome right back here to Parma Field. Good look inside the dugout of the Green Knights of Notre Dame as we settle in for the top of 2. Xavier Falcons with the 1-0 lead, Steve, and certainly 2 teams that have played a high brand of baseball over the years. Well known for their baseball prowess. Segnoir now working with a 1-run lead. That's how strange baseball is. He walks 2 in the first, struggles a little bit, and nearly walks another, yet he walks out of the first inning with the lead at 1-0 over Notre Dame.
That's baseball. 2 out base hits are huge.
Brian Gargiulo at the plate. Levine or Dito to follow for Notre Dame. The pitch, curveball. Changed him up there a little bit. Off-speed curveball in for the strike. Count goes 1-2. That might have been his best pitch of the night thus far.
I would agree. I don't think Gargiulo thought a curveball was coming there. Gave up on it. Fell right into the zone.
The 1-2 zipped high and inside. And the count goes to 2-2. Gargiulo has certainly been dependable all year long for Notre Dame. If he gets on the bases, he has some decent speed. So ignores 2-2. Fouled off the curveball. Wind blowing out towards left center field where it's 380 away. Can you hit it that far, Steve? Maybe a golf ball, right?
From second base, absolutely. Golf ball, definitely.
Joe Signore into the windup. Here comes a right-hander's 2-2 pitch. That's going to be popped up. Drifting foul down the right field line. It will find the stands. It's out of play. Good work by our camera crew out there. We got one on the first base side, third base side, and behind home plate.
Beauty part of this setup is, although they're not totally underneath it, if we do get a little bit of rain, we are under cover a little bit.
Those cameras are designed to be moved quickly undercover, Steve, the way they're wired up, I think.
Let's hope we don't have to find out. Signore tried to get an inside strike there. I don't think was happy that he got that call. Didn't get that call.
3-2 pitch, strike three call. Gargiulo was starting to make the move to the bag at first, and he is run up on strike. So you got to pause just a little more, and you might get the ball call right there. More often than not, you see the guy take off at first. He's summoned and sent back to the dugout.
And I think that was a case of the pitch before was a 50-50. That was a 50-50. I gave you that one. I give the pitcher this one.
Here's Levine to the plate for the Green Knights. Another right-handed hitter. Pitch down a little low. Shouts of same spot from the crowd. It's a tough crowd we got here. Mike Levine, a senior. Ignores pitch a little low. Count goes 2-0. Zach Gordito on deck. Must be making his first varsity start unless he played earlier this week, Steve, in a game that we did not cover, although this is the, second time we're covering baseball this week.
The Jesuits on money. Busy week this week.
It was a busy week.
Back at it Monday with senior day for baseball.
Count goes a 3-1 here to Levine. Signore's thrown a lot of pitches thus far. But he's leading 1-0 here in the top of 2. Here comes a 3-1 ground ball. Chopped to the third baseman. Quick hands and thrown across the diamond for the out. So nice work by, how do you pronounce his name? I can't read your writing here.
C.J. Caprio.
Caprio, okay. Caprio. By C.J. Caprio, and you get the out. So Levine retired. That was a nice play. 2 down.
Ball was at his feet. Kind of didn't know whether to go in and get it or stay back and take another hop. It kind of got to him quickly, but nice play.
Curveball, or Dito takes a strike call. Well, the first time all year long we get a chance to say this. The lights are coming on for some night baseball here at Palmer Field.
Let me tell you something. That was Ardito's first pitch of varsity baseball as a freshman, and he got the deuce coming right at him and fell right on the inside corner. Welcome to varsity baseball.
Absolutely.
I'm sure he's seen it before. I realize that, but tough first pitch to see.
Ardito will foul that one off, so that's AR, right? Okay, AR. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count. We've had some fine sponsors all year long on GoGreenKnights.com. Want to thank them all. And who's our primary sponsor here today, Steve?
I think we'll give it to Longini Sausage.
I like that. Makes me hungry. Ground ball knocked down by the third baseman. It will roll to the shortstop. Caprio went diving after it and just couldn't get to it. And shortstop ended up picking it up there. That was Schaff, and safe at the bag at first on a seeing eye single is Ardito. So Ardito able to find his way to the base path and down to first, and Paulson to the plate, number 9 hitter for Notre Dame. No error there, I'd say.
Nah, I put down single.
Yeah.
Of course, Ardito now batting 1,000 for his varsity career.
Throw to the bag at first. He's back in time. On deck is Corwick. Paulson perhaps inserted in that number 9 slot to try to give the Green Knights a little more punch at the bottom part of that batting order to set things up. He's batted 8th in the past. Looking at some of the others, there's a ground ball. He'll hit it right down to Gethings. He'll field it and onto the bag at first. Another ground ball out. And the Green Knights will go quietly. No runs, 1 hit, runner left on. We're through 1.5 in your score. The Xavier Falcons leading Notre Dame by the score of 1-0.
Good morning, Curtis Ryan. Congratulations.
Hi, Curtis Ryan. I just brought my new Honda in for the first free oil change, and they're even washing it. We got such a great deal on that car, and everyone here is so easy to work with. Thank you, Curtis Ryan.
For a limited time, your first month's payment is on us. Up to $500 on select 2012 models. Call Curtis Ryan in Shelton for details.
Considering an orthodontic treatment for you or your children? Dr. Philip Caparuso, a Notre Dame parent of 4, is conveniently located at the end of the Milford Green. Dr. Caparuso is a board-certified orthodontist and a preferred Invisalign provider. A proud GoGreenKnight.com sponsor, you can visit Dr. Caparuso online at drcaportho.com or call 203-874-5400. Let Dr. Caparuso bring out your best smile.
Looks good, doesn't it? But you forgot something. All that saturated fat. Why not try Longini sausage instead? Other leading brands contain more than twice the saturated fat than Longini. Made with all natural ingredients, perfectly spiced with just enough salt, Longini sausage is the healthier choice. Made fresh locally in New Haven since 1950. Look for the Longini label in your grocer's fresh meat section.
All right, back here at beautiful Palmer Field. Nice to be with you all on this Friday night, high school baseball on GoGreenKnights.com. And Xavier Falcons stepping up to the plate with a 1-0 lead. Pat Downey, the right fielder, leading things off for the Xavier Falcons. Schaff the bat after that, then Roy. That pitch going to be fouled off the first base way and out of play. So you mentioned Longini Sausage, of course, just saw their commercial, family-owned business for almost 60 years. Check them out at LonginiSausage.com.
It's getting to be sausage season with the summer and the barbecues coming up.
It is. There's a curveball down the dirt to the backstop. Ballabon behind the plate.
0-2 pitch, good waste pitch there. See if Downey might fish. He didn't offer. Wouldn't be surprised if he comes back inside here.
Long look in by Amendola. Into the windup and the pitch. Down a little low. Count goes level at 2-2 to Pat Downey.
I wonder if Ballabon got a little mixed up there because that was an awful pitch. Don't know if it hit the black on the outside, but you're not going to get a strike call when the catcher can't catch it.
Ballabon will set the target. That pitch, swing and a miss. Nice pitch. Change speeds on him there and strikes him out. So Downey fooled. Second strikeout of the ball game for Amendola. You know, you talk about Ballabon behind the plate. When he was moved to first base, when Wynn was banged up, Green Knights got some nice play out of Aiden Burton, a junior catcher. Well, he did a nice job there.
I believe he might have got nicked up as well. I might have heard some rumblings at school. So.
Here's a ball laced to the left side of the infield. Goff looking at that first pitch. It might have been hung up there a little bit by Amendola. He pays the price. Second hit of the ball game for the Xavier Falcons. Now they have a one-out base runner for Nick Roy, the center fielder. C.J. Caprio waiting on deck. Outfield for Notre Dame not playing all that deep. Throw to the bag at first. Runner back. Surprised Xavier's been playing such great baseball all year long, Steve?
I mean, always a great program, and you can never be totally surprised. I will say the SEC is one of the more elite program, conferences in the state. So to get to this far with only, one in that right-hand column is impressive. You tip your hat to them because it is a tough baseball league. SEC baseball went to the NFL type scheduling this year, so you play your division teams twice, and then you play two of the other three divisions one time each. I do believe they play Amity coming up, so that'll be a test for them. Then they'll have the SEC tournament, and then roll right into the state tournament.
Here comes a pitch. That ball fouled off. The runner was going. He'll have to go on back. Shaw. Roy at the plate. Bristol Central right now, if the CIAC tournament were to start, would be the top seed at 14-0. Xavier at 16-1 would be the second seed, and Amity at 14-2, the third seed, with Greenwich seeded fourth. So it's kind of interesting.
Click on the Xavier schedule or the Amity schedule. I want to say they play on Monday.
You know, you are right just about all the time.
Can you tell my wife that,
right
please?
This time. You're right this time. 3:45 first pitch right here. I think we have a game on GoGreenKnights.com.
Yeah, right? Green Knights playing Lyman Hall, Senior Day.
If I wasn't there, I'd be here, I think, for that one. Here comes a 1-1. Runner goes again. The throw down by Ballabon's going to sail into right center field. It just kept floating away from the bag, and that'll be a stolen base. Runner in scoring position. They put a runner in scoring position in the first, and he was knocked home by Purcell. Now a chance here for Roy. Well, I think we're starting to see one of the reasons why this team has had some success. They are executing some of the little things you need to do to win games consistently. That pitch a little high. That's Jay Schaff, by the way, down there at the bag at second.
And even Schaff there, he swung at that pitch, which was not a great pitch on the steal, just to, maybe get in the way of Ballabon a little bit, change his eye level. It worked as Schaff was able to get to second base.
Roy trying to knock him home. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball hit right back to Amendola. Boxed it down, picks it up, can't make a throw. They're on the corners, everybody's safe. So the pitcher couldn't field his position. That'll be E1. It was hit right back at him. He kind of just bobbled it, and it deflected too far away. And brings up the number 9 hitter now, C.J. Caprio, with a chance to drive in a run. Well, they can score a run a lot of different ways now, and the infield's going to come in a bit here for the Green Knights of Notre Dame with runners on the corners.
Look like you got corners in, and you got the middle infield playing middle. If it's hard hit, try to turn two.
They'll throw to the bag at first, runner back over there. Amendola with a pretty good move to the bag at first. He'll try to hold him tight. That's the first error by the Green Knights in the ball game. 2 hits for Xavier, 1 for Notre Dame. We're here in the bottom of the second. There's a throw to the bag at first, and they got him on the pickoff move. Well, just mentioned, got a pretty good one. Take it to third, they pick off the runner Roy at the first base bag. That was a big out.
Well, Amendola got himself in a little bit of a pickle with the bobble, which created first and third, but the fake to third and got Roy leading, and good throw over there. Wynn gets the tag down, and now it's 2 outs.
Pitch fouled off by Roy.
Of course, now Amendola can go back to the wind-up, which he did on that pitch.
Roy is a junior center fielder for the Xavier Falcon team. He just made the, picked off the bag, and now Caprio at the plate is a junior third baseman. So you're going to be seniors before you never picked off the bag. There's a swing and a miss. Now goes 0-2. Lawrence Hill on deck for the Xavier Falcons. Amendola into the windup. The 0-2, and that's a nice bit of hitting right there to stay alive as he reached out to foul it off. Did Caprio.
Curveball down and away. 2 outs, 2 strikes, runner on third. Got to have faith in your catcher in that spot, which I'm sure Amendola does.
Xavier Falcons, after today's game, only 2 games left in their regular season. Boy, does it fly. And there's a strike-free call. Caprio strikes out. Called out on strikes. Third strikeout for Amendola. And boy, did he get out of a jam because of that pickoff move. That was key. For the Xavier Falcons, no runs. They had 1 hit. They had a runner picked off. There was an error and a runner left on. We'll be back with the top of 3. Notre Dame, West Haven, and Xavier with the Falcons on top, 1-0.
And now, the winner of this year's prestigious Honda President's Award for Excellence in Dealership Operations, Customer Satisfaction, Sales, and Training. Curtis Ryan from Curtis Ryan Honda in Shelton. Celebrating 39 years in Shelton with a great reputation, great deals, and an extraordinary sales experience, this is Curtis Ryan's 9th President's Award.
New Haven Foot Surgeons and Milford Podiatry Associates specialize in medical and surgical care of the foot and ankle. They have a state-licensed surgical center with a physical therapy center available for all patients. Physicians include Notre Dame graduates David and Robert Novicki, along with Martin Pressman, James Krantz, and Jesse Parks. They are affiliated with the 3 major New Haven area hospitals, and they participate with most health insurance carriers. With locations in New Haven, Hamden, Milford, and Ansonia, New Haven Foot Surgeons and Milford Podiatry Associates is your GoGreenKnight.com connection to healthier feet. Visit them online at milfordpodiatry.com.
All right, welcome right back as we move on to the top of the 3rd inning at Palmer Field here in Middletown, Connecticut. As Green Knights come to the plate, facing a stingy pitcher tonight in Joe Signore. Pitch from Signore. Down low to the top of the order now. Zach Corrick to lead it off. Corso, then Archiolo for the Green Knights here at the top of 3. Kind of overcast skies up above. See a little blue peeking on through those clouds. Here's the pitch. Ground ball hit to the 3rd baseman. Caprio fielded cleanly and CJ onto the bag at first, and Zach Corwick is retired. 5-3, 1 down, top of 3. Mike Corso to the plate, the designated hitter, making his first official plate appearance, Steve.
Corso got a sac bunt down, his first time up. Got Corwick, who had walked into second base with 1 out. Archiolo then walked. Notre Dame at first and second, a little bit of a threat going, but then Balaban popped out to the second baseman in foul territory down the right field line. And Wynn hit into a fielder's choice.
Signore, the 1-0. Ball hit high, rather deep to left field. Hill going back, looking up to the wall. It's gone! A home run! Mike Corso with a blast to left, and the Green Knights have tied it at 1. Well, you could kind of tell when it left the bat, it had a chance there, Steve, and he got it out of here.
Took the words right out of my mouth, because as soon as I saw that hit, I said, you know what, that's got a chance to get over that Peterson sign. And you saw Hill go back at it. Looked like he wasn't even going to try to make a play, and cleared the fence, and Green Knights even it at 1 on the Corso home run. So he sacrificed bunts his first time up, hits a home run his second time up.
Dracchiolo to the plate. The Green Knights now with 2 hits, 1 a 4-bagger. Corso, a home run. How do you like that? Showing us some power. You don't see too many homers here at Palmer Field. That was well struck. If you're going to get them out of here, usually they are to left and right. Saw Michael Olt, the former Branford Hornet, and of course now Major Leaguer, great UConn player, great American Legion player, just great baseball player. Knock him out of here at will, whenever he wanted to, during some American Legion tournament play and high school action here at Palmer Field throughout the year. That pitch low and away, count goes 2-1.
Mike's older brother, Chris, a member of the Notre Dame class of 2002.
Really? I didn't realize that.
Kind of hoping Mike was coming our way as well, but he had a pretty good Branford crew that he wanted to stay with, and they won a state championship. He got to UConn. He's playing, it kind of worked out for him.
Absolutely. Won that under George Dumar, of course, so we wish the best to George.
Absolutely.
Fighting his battle, one of the great guys in baseball here in the state of Connecticut.
Speaking of Branford, Green Knights will be playing Branford tomorrow.
That's right.
Right out from Wednesday.
Pitch down low to Archiolo, and he draws the walk. So Balaban to the plate. Will pop up. I guess you have to consider it into foul territory. His first plate appearance, fielded by the second baseman Gethings, and again, Signore just not looking comfortable out there, Steve. First time I've watched him pitch all year, but he just doesn't seem to be real comfortable, a little fidgety out there.
It is one of the warmer days we've had. That could be a little bit of a factor. First night game probably certainly for Notre Dame, probably for Xavier as well, but I don't know that for a fact.
And the pitch over for the strike call.
I do like that pitch selection, though. Just walked the batter, gave up a home run. Number 4 batter up, and they call for the deuce.
Throw to the bag at first. Run it back in time.
Just having faith to throw that pitch for a strike, because that could get you in a 0-1 or a 1-0 hole pretty easily.
Guys should be getting that shot.
But he twisted it in there for a strike. Tried to paint the outside corner there. It was a little high, and Carty's going to go out and talk to him a little bit. I don't know if they were mixed up. I think Carty might have been expecting a curveball again. Jumped up there to catch that high outside pitch. As a former catcher, never liked when I wasn't on the same page with my pitcher.
Count 1 ball, 1 strike. 1-1 score here at the top of 3. Run it down at the bag at first. For Notre Dame, Archiolo with a walk to get there. That ball popped up right side. And Gethings over again towards the foul line. This time he'll make the play in fair territory. And Ballabon a little fly to the outfield grass. My American Legion baseball partner, Steve Riley, I call that a pop-up. He says, not a pop-up. It's to the outfield. It's a fly ball. I go, oh, come on. What are you kidding? That's a pop-up. That's an out. Brings up Brandon Wynn.
Tell you what, Ballabon's hit it twice to about 10 feet of each other.
Absolutely.
1 fair, 1 foul. Both caught by the second baseman Gethings.
If your golfers could do that with a pitching wedge,
I'd be very happy.
Acciolo buries back to the bag at first. Pitch down low, runner goes, a throw down, a little high, not in time, stolen base for Drew Archiolo. Green Knights will put a runner in scoring position with 2 down, with a pretty good RBI guy and Brandon Wynn at the plate. Well, the Green Knights with a chance to take the lead. We got a balk call here. We began the windup, and that puts Archiolo at third. And you know, at the high school level, after a call like that, Steve, what do you see a lot? A wild pitch.
Green Knights would love to see one right now.
Count 1 ball, no strikes. Ignore into the windup. Here comes the 1-0, and that's going to break away from the catcher, off the glove, and scoring from third, Drew Archiolo. I think I've watched too many high school baseball games. That's scary. 2-1 Notre Dame. Pass ball that time.
I wouldn't exactly say wild pitch. I agree with the pass ball, but can you tell me the Powerball numbers tomorrow night? I'll split it with you.
Would you like to do that? Yes. I will do that.
You just called that perfectly.
I don't want to talk to everybody about it.
Gotcha.
I didn't have time to say pass ball. I was thinking of it.
That was impressive.
You see it all the time when you're watching too many high school baseball games.
And I would think it would come from the pitcher a little bit mad at himself, but I would agree with the pass ball there.
That pitch popped up. First baseman can't get there. It's out of play. Count 2-1 to Brandon Wynn. Brian Gargiulo on deck. Notre Dame with 2 here in the top of the third to take the 2-1 lead. Fouled off the end of the bat.
Good job by Wynn of fighting off a pretty good curveball there on a 2-2 count.
Scoreboard full of 2s. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Notre Dame with 2 runs in the inning. Couple of hits. Xavier with a couple of hits. The only ones up on the board, the 1 run for Xavier, the 1 error by Notre Dame. So you have to put the number 22 into your Powerball mix. Now count full 3 and 2.
Maybe 44 from the pitcher's perspective.
Signor peeks over that glove. Wynn awaits. Base is empty. Pitch. Oh, that was fouled off the bat, off the catcher, to the backstop. Plate umpire will give him a little time.
Here's a fastball. Hit it if you can. Wood fouled it off. Got a pretty good piece of it. Pretty good swing at it. Let's see if he comes back with the fastball here or goes to something different.
Into the windup. The big right-hander. 3-2 pitch. Low and away. And Wynn draws the walk. Second walk issued in the inning. Overall, that is the, third walk. Actually, 4th walk given up by Signor in the ball game. So he continues to just miss that strike zone time and time again. Notre Dame with a Corso home run in the inning. Another run is scored on a pass ball after a stolen base and a balk. And I got a feeling that's probably going to be it here for Signor. Coach Magner coming on out.
Has thrown a decent amount of pitches.
He has. Yeah, they're going to take the baseball, or are they not? Good look out there.
I believe in high school rules, third time you got to come out. If that I believe is the case.
Have them frame that picture a little bit better. That should be in the middle of the screen, and have them drop the scoreboard.
You see Coach Magner talking with both Signor and Cardi. Again, Simone has walked 4, struck out 1, gave up the 1-out home run to Corso this inning. Then Archeolo walked, then with 2 strikes stole second. Mental mistake by Signor, balked him to third, and then a pass ball got Archeolo home for the second run of the inning, and the Green Knights 2-1 lead.
Julo will foul that one off. They leave him in.
There's some action down in the pen for Xavier, righty number 7. Getting some tosses in.
Pitch to Gargiulo, curveball, swing miss, count goes 0-2. Signor with 4 walks, he's given up a homer. An infield base hit. And here comes the 0-2. Missed outside, wasted one. Has a strikeout. Levine on deck for Notre Dame. When are you going to start handicapping the upcoming CIAC baseball tournament for me, Steve? Off-speed pitch, swing and a miss, and strikeout of Gargiulo.
What makes you think I haven't started already?
On the other side, we'll talk about that. That's going to do it for Notre Dame. They scored twice, one on the pass ball. The other scores on the solo home run by Mike Corso. We'll be back with the bottom of 3. Green Knights 2, Xavier 1.
Ivy League Landscaping is a family-owned, full-service design and build landscape company which services Southern Connecticut. We offer digital landscape design and installation.
Many times bad things happen to good people. A car accident, a divorce, a loved one is arrested. Things you just can't prepare for. Zingaro and Cretella specialize in civil litigation, family law, and criminal defense. A leading New Haven and Fairfield County general practice law firm established in 2001, attorneys Gene Zingaro and Don Cretella, ND class of 1986, who thankfully is a much better lawyer than it was a receiver for me, will guide you and help you make an informed and rational decision in a difficult time. Visit them at www.theconnecticutdefenders.com. Zingaro and Cretella is a law firm you can trust.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Connecticut's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
All right, welcome right back. Couple of pitches to Lawrence Hill, leading things off here for the Xavier Falcons. It'll be Hill, Gettings, and Albany's 1, 2, and 3 facing John Amendola. Amendola now working with a 1-run lead at 2-1 as the Green Knights posted 2 at the top of the third. That ground ball hit by Hill, who struck out his first time, down to the shortstop. The throw across, not in time. Good leg work by Hill. He does have some speed, and he was able to beat the throw of Ardio to the bag, and that's an infield base hit.
If you're Amendola here, you want to pound the zone. Got ahead of him 0-2, went with the waste pitch, and then just a slow roller, just slow enough for Hill to beat that out. Ardito did a nice job charging that, made a strong throw, Wynn with a good stretch, but Hill with just enough speed, infield single, Xavier does have the top of the lineup here up in the bottom of the third. They're now chasing a run. Important inning for Amendola to try to come in and put a goose egg up and maybe try to do it as quick as you can after you get a lead. You want to, get your guys back in the dugout and swing it as quickly as possible.
Hill with some speed. They're trying to hold him tight. The throw to the bag at first. And he gets back. Amendola with a pick off a runner already today with that pretty good move. Pitch up high to Gethings. He walked and scored back in the first. Purcell, who is a number 4 hitter, the cleanup hitter, knocked him in with a base hit the opposite way. Cork inside that bag at third, and that pitch in there for the strike call. It was kind of a interesting strike call there by the plate umpire, and the count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike. Everybody's got their own technique.
Corwick for Notre Dame, third baseman, thinking bunt here from the 2-hitter.
Looks like the center fielder Archiolo thinking bunt too. Again, time has been called by the plate umpire.
He's a good 3 steps in on the grass.
Here comes a pitch, tad high. Hill trying to take that lead from the bag at first base. They throw that way. Runner gets back. Good work by the camera crew. Count 2-1 to Gethings. From the stretch, Amendola, the pitch, fastball, inside to Gethings. Green Levine in left, Archiolo in center, Gargiulo, the right fielder defensively for Notre Dame. Balabon behind the plate. Win at first, trying to hold Hill tight to the back. Amendola takes a look that way. Here comes a 3-1, and that's over for the strike, and the count goes full 3-2.
Nice pitch by Amendola there, 3-1. You kind of want to, you don't want to give in, but you want to throw a strike to it. I think he nicked the outside corner. Let's see if he can come all the way back.
Amendola's pitch to the plate fouled off, spoiled out by Gething. That's a tough pitch for the left-handed hitter, huh? Right, veering back in at him a little bit there over that inside corner.
Jamming on the inside. You don't want to let him get full extension. Xavier head coach Rich Magner has Hill in motion there. Not really a hit and run because it's a full count.
Looks like a little bit of a slider too, doesn't it? Throw to the bag at first, runner gets back.
That's what a motion in. Into the lefties anyway.
Another throw over. The count full 3-2. Hill gets a chance to perhaps take off here.
He's going on the last pitch.
Here comes a 3-2. Runner goes, pitch high and outside. That's ball 4. So the single by Hill, an infield single. Gethings with a walk. Now you got runners at first and second and nobody out for the Xavier Falcons. That is the second walk issued in the game by John Amendola. And Albany to the plate who grounded out 4-3. Gets in reflection. It was a pretty good at bat as he moved the runner in the scoring position, and Purcell delivered that with a base hit.
Both Amendola walks have been to Gethings. Gething in the first and in the third. And just a threat of him running maybe just puts Amendola in a little bit of a rush job and high and outside. And now Xavier with a threat, first and second, nobody out. Meat of the order coming up.
They'll look the runner back to the bag at second. Amendola looking in for the sign. The catcher Balabon to set the target. Here comes the pitch, and there's a swing and a miss on the fastball, and the count goes 0-1.
Albanese was trying to hit that ball where Corso hit it in the top of the inning. Good pitch, good swing.
Miners will take the leads. First and second. Amendola checks. Here comes the 0-1. That's fouled straight back towards us. Saved by the screen. Haven't heard a ball go off the hut tin roof here at Parma yet.
You only hear that about 50 times before August 15th.
Just hope that we don't get one that flies over the roof here, the grandstand, and hits our truck down below.
Very valuable and expensive production truck.
It's a 10-year-old van.
They didn't need to know that.
We are taking donations. We'd like a, what do they call those, Sprinter vans? Those would be, that'd be nice to have. Here comes the 0-2. That's fouled off. Maybe our friends at Curtis Ryan Honda can set us up. Hey, D. Marseille.
We can give him a call, one of our proud sponsors.
Yeah. Of course, today's game brought to you by our friends at Longini Sausage, Ivy League Landscaping, New Haven Foot Surgeons, Milford Podiatry Associates, who were one of our big sponsors yesterday, along with Dr. Caparuso. Two businesses that, well, they hang their signs in the beautiful community of Milford, Connecticut. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. That's going to be fouled off down the first base side.
And that got a car.
Yeah.
Good battle going on here between Amendola and Albanese.
Nobody out and 2 on. Leadoff single by Hill. Gethings with the walk. Count is 0-2. Amendola in a good spot here against Albanese. Purcell awaits on deck. Outfield just about straight away for the Green Knights. And time called again. Boy, this game just has a slow mid-August pace to it right now, doesn't it? Amendola again will check the runner at second. Here comes the pitch. That ball is going to be popped up. Fouled off.
3 in a row. Fouled off. Out to the right.
Don't want to forget our good friend from Zingaro and Cretella. Proud sponsor, GoGreenKnights.com. Donald Cretella, class of 1986. Many times bad things happen to good people, according to Tom Marcucci. He goes to see Zingaro and Cretella. I don't even like talking about those guys because Tom does such a great job in the commercial that we play that I feel quite intimidated.
His grandson is the biggest fan of that commercial.
He loves that.
Loves that commercial.
Yeah. Count 0-2. The pitch. Albanese hits it high up in the air towards right center field, covering a lot of ground. Archiolo, he'll go find it. He was well positioned. You know, the one thing that I have noticed throughout the years with Luke Kessler, the positioning of his outfielders is almost always, if I can use the word, pristine. It's just fabulous. I mean, they get the balls. You don't think they're going to get to. They're in the right spot where they at least have a chance, and always get them in the right spot.
It's a credit to him and his coaching staff and scouting advanced work that they do, and putting the guys in the right position is what coaches always want to do, and Coach Kessler's done that a lot of right times for a lot of years.
Purcell to the plate, 1 for 1 with an RBI. He can collect another with a base hit. Went the opposite way, tucked it right inside the left field foul line. Back in the first for an RBI base hit. Notre Dame leading this one by the score of 2-1. Notre Dame graduate Nick Minori made that scoreboard we're displaying here today. He should learn how to make those scoreboards. He actually graduated from a school that features graphics. What's the name of that school? The Sail School,
Full
right?
Sail University.
Down there in Florida. He graduated today, so congratulations to a true friend of Notre Dame. Nick Minori really gives a lot back to his alma mater now. Very proud of Nick. Here comes the 1-0. That means he's coming home along with Michael Anno to help us out for graduation.
Beautiful. But not only did Nick graduate, but I heard valedictorian.
Nick?
I heard.
Really?
Yeah.
He didn't tell me that yesterday when I was on the phone. He's a very modest young man. Really?
I
really
heard those rumors, rumblings.
I will send him a text message in a moment. He doesn't get money for that. He owes me $50. count. 1-1 strike to Purcell. Here comes the pitch. That ball hit towards the gap. Left center field. Base hit's going to bring home a run easily. Turning the bag at third is Hill. He'll cross. He'll score. We're tied. And in the second, beating the throw with a slide, Mike Purcell. Would you give him a double there, Steve? Because they threw it to the cutoff, and he took second maybe on that throw? What do you think?
I think that's a single, I don't know if you go single defensive indifference or how that works, but...
that's what I would call it. Took second on the throw.
Yep.
That puts runners at second and third, and the cleanup hitter, Mike Purcell, now 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs, and this game brand new, tied at 2. Xavier now with 4 hits in the ball game, and brings up Chris Carty, who grounded out his first plate appearance, 5-3, Carty the catcher.
Only the third inning, but Coach Kessler gambled a little bit, having the infield in with 1 out and a go-ahead run at third.
Here comes the pitch. Just outside.
Let me tell you something. Neither of Purcell's hits have been of the ringing variety, but they have been perfectly placed. One down the left field line, one just over the outstretched glove of Ardito.
Here's a pitch, ball hit, high in the air to the right fielder. Gargiulo should have time, and he gets underneath and makes the catch. They're going to tag the runner at third. Xavier's going to get the lead here as Carney with a sac fly RBI scoring Gething from the bag at third, and it's 3-2 the Xavier Falcons. Well, Gargiulo had plenty of time to go camp underneath that, Steve, but just hit too deep to really set for a strong throw home.
Gargiulo actually made the right baseball play, threw it in as if it was a cut 3. They actually got it to second base, and Purcell got back in time, but the right baseball play made by the Green Knights and trying to keep that runner off third.
Here comes the pitch, and that's a little bloop off the fist, and Downey on a pitch retired his win, able to catch a little soft pop-up for the out. Damage is done, however. The Xavier Falcons respond with 2 in the bottom of the third. Big hit by Mike Purcell to knock in a run, sac fly off the bat of Chris Carty. So 2 runs on a total of 2 hits, and they leave a row on the base pass. We'll be back. Yes, Nick Minori did graduate top in his class, valedictorian. Congratulations, Nick.
Nice job, Nick.
Absolutely. We'll take a break. Back with more after this.
Looks good, doesn't it? But you forgot something. All that saturated fat. Why not try Longini sausage instead? Other leading brands contain more than twice the saturated fat than Longini. Made with all natural ingredients, perfectly spiced with just enough salt, Longini sausage is the healthier choice. Made fresh locally in New Haven since 1950. Look for the Longini label in your grocer's fresh meat section.
For the last 10 years, Federico & Seti has served individuals and business clients throughout the Northeast. Originally founded by Mark Federico, class of 72, the current principals are Michael Federico, Notre Dame class of 82, and Lynn Seti, Sacred Heart Academy class of 82. Providing accounting, tax, audit, and consulting services, Federico & Seti is the perfect company for your personal, corporate, estate, and gift tax returns. A proud sponsor of GoGreenKnights.com, call Federico & Seti at 203-248-9966 for all your accounting needs.
All right, welcome right back. Green Knights coming to the plate, trailing by the score of 3-2. And they lead it off with a sharply hit ball by Levine down the left field line, and he has a base hit to lead it off here. He's over 1 coming on in. So Mike Levine base hit to left, and the Green Knights trying to get right back into the ball game, trailing 3-2. Zachary Ardito stepping up now. The, what you say, sophomore? He's not even on the roster sheet.
I believe he's a freshman.
He's a freshman?
First varsity start.
I've never seen him even walk around the classroom. Did he come up from St. Rita's Elementary? Get a quick double grade promotion there, right?
If Coach Kessler might try to get a bunt down. We are at the bottom of the order.
Ardito with an infield base hit his first time up. That was the one that was hit down the Caprio at third kind of deflected off his glove, and Schaff eventually collected it at the shortstop spot. They both went sprawling for it. That pitch in for the strike. A little change of speed there by Signor. So Signor coming out here to work the fourth. 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for Notre Dame. For Xavier, 3 runs on 4 hits and no errors. Throw the bag at first, runner back. Yeah, nobody should be using autofocus. Here comes a pitch, curveball, hit right back, up the middle, to the bag at second for 1. And on the first to throw a little high, good stretch up there. Going up to get it was Purcell on the throw by the shortstop Schaff, and there you go. Well, that was kind of tailor-made. Was that 6 unassisted, 3?
Yes, it is.
And 2 down. It brings up Wes Paulson for Notre Dame. Those double play balls will get you out of a lot of jams.
Especially when they're easy variety and hit right at the base and catch, step, throw. Don't get much easier than that.
There's another ground ball hit down the shaft at short. And this time he goes across the diamond for the out. And that's going to do it for Notre Dame. Leadoff single by Levine will go by the boards. No runs, 1 hit, and nobody left on base. We're back with the bottom of 4. And your score, Xavier Falcons 3 and Notre Dame 2.
Ivy League Landscaping is a family-owned, full-service design and build landscape company which services Southern Connecticut. We offer digital landscape design and installation. Our interlocking concrete paver system will add beauty to your patio and walkway. We share our location with our own Soundview Landscape Supply. Please visit us at 50 Industry Drive in West Haven. Ivy League Landscaping, from custom design to seasonal maintenance and supplies. Visit our website at ivyleaguelandscaping.com.
Many times bad things happen to good people. A car accident, a divorce, a loved one is arrested. Things you just can't prepare for. Zingaro and Cretella specialize in civil litigation, family law, and criminal defense. A leading New Haven and Fairfield County general practice law firm established in 2001, attorneys Gene Zingaro and Don Cretella, MD class of 1986, who thankfully is a much better lawyer than it was a receiver for me, will guide you and help you make an informed and rational decision in a difficult time. Visit them at www.theconnecticutdefenders.com. Zingaro and Cretella is a law firm you can trust.
All right, welcome right back. Nice to be with you all as we move on to the bottom of 4 in a gorgeous, gorgeous Friday night. Good one going here between the Green Knights of Notre Dame and the Xavier Falcons. Falcons on top by the score of 3-2, regain a lead with 2 in the bottom of the 3rd inning against the Green Knights. And Amendola's pitch is in there for the strike call to Jay Schaff. The shortstop had a big inning defensively, and usually when that happens, you're the leadoff hitter in baseball.
Happens a lot.
It does. Here comes the 0-1. Curveball bends in. Count now 0-2. Schaff in the ballgame, 1 for 1 with a base hit to lead off the second. Stole a base. Roy and Caprio, 7, 8, and 9 in the lineup for the Xavier Falcons here in the bottom of 4. Amendola's pitch, a little low. Count 1-2.
Balabon held that one just for a little half an extra second. I think he might get the call, but home plate umpire did not agree.
Outfield for Notre Dame, just about straight away. Middle infielder's back. Count 1-2 to Schaff. And we'll get a little time here as he steps out of the batter's box. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. That flag out there in left center still wiggling just a little bit. Certainly not an overpowering windstorm going on out there, just kind of a gentle breeze. As Balabon wants to have a quick chat with his pitcher. Good look at Zachary Balabon coming on back behind the plate. Been a very versatile player for Lou Kessler. One of my favorite ballparks in the state of Connecticut for amateur play.
backdoor curveball action, trying to nick that inside corner.
Count goes 2-2. Of course, everybody loves Muzzy Field in Bristol. But from a broadcast sense, this is my ballpark right here. I love this place. Here comes the 2-2. The press box in Bristol's on the third base side. You might remember, high above the bag down there. So,
you know why I like Muzzy Field better?
Because we won a state
championship. Notre Dame won a state championship there, and they lost one here.
Count full now, 3-2 to Jay Schapp. For you folks that don't realize it, Steve wears it all in his sleeve, right, Steve? Takes it with him. With a line drive out. Caught out there by the left fielder, Mike Levine. Sometimes I hate to give you the bad news in a text message. Usually isn't always that bad, though.
Not usually.
What's the overall winning percentage for sports teams at Notre Dame? That'd be a good number to put together.
This year or?
This year and all time. I'll be looking for that stuff.
This year I could get pretty easy.
That pitch in there for the strike to Nick Roy. Roy reached on an error by the pitcher back in the second. That's when it looked like Amendola was in a bit of trouble, and he got out of it. He had a couple of strikeouts, and he picked off a runner.
Well, what he picked off is the batter right now.
That's right. Roy, the number 8 hitter in this Xavier Falcon lineup. So they got a showdown with Amity, huh? Wow. How's the SEC baseball tournament working this year? I know the semifinals are a Quigley championship game at West Haven High School at Whitey Pure because that ball's fouled off.
The 4 division winners make it, and then 4 wild cards. I know the Notre Dame coaches, along with Coach Marcucci, were taking a pretty good look at that. They thought they were in the 6-7 seed range now. Obviously, a lot can change over the remaining 3 or 4 games that teams had. So they were, they think they're in the running for one. Of course, that is played Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday of the following week.
And time is called. Of course, the lacrosse championships at West Haven on Thursday night. That's semifinal night. Championship game Saturday. I believe like 3 o'clock or something like that in the afternoon.
We're talking the week of the 20th, correct?
There's a strike 3 call, 26-27, something like that, as Roy strikes out, called out on strikes for a strikeout for Amendola. That's the weekend I leave for North Carolina. I leave that Sunday for North Carolina to prep my son for marriage.
Congratulations.
Saturday. Actually, I'm not going to give him much advice. I guess he's got a bachelor party going on tonight up in Boston, and I wasn't invited. You know what? I saw the itinerary, and I said, I'm just too old for that stuff anyhow. I'd be asleep by 10 o'clock.
Let him have his fun.
Absolutely.
Saturday Memorial Day weekend, I believe, is the 25th. So you'll be heading down that Sunday, the 26th.
Yep.
Championship games you're talking about, I believe, will be that Saturday. Baseball at noon, you said?
Baseball, I think it's 4.
4. So baseball and lacrosse will actually be playing at the same time.
No, lacrosse championship is Thursday.
Gotcha.
And baseball championship, and then the softball championship to follow.
Gotcha.
Yeah, that's where they go.
Both at West Haven High.
Both at West Haven High School. Caprio at the plate. Of course, the week after that on GoGreenKnights.com, it will be the graduation ceremony.
Try to bring you the Green Knights baseball game on that Tuesday. That is one thing that's interesting about the SEC baseball championship. The coaches love it, the players love it. You want to win a league title. But if you gave every coach some truth serum, they're playing a state tournament game that following Tuesday.
That's right.
That game is more important than the SEC championship game.
Al Carbone's not going to like you for that. So
they play it to win. They play it to win. Don't get me wrong.
Absolutely.
But they're not throwing their ace out there in that game.
No.
The ace is going to pitch on Tuesday. The number 2 is going to pitch on Thursday. Then you're going to try to win it with the bats on Saturday.
A little cue shot down to Paulson. Bare hands it and throws out Hill, who's pretty quick. So really his only chance maybe to get him right there. It's a good work by the second baseman. And that will do it. A walk. Did not hurt. No runs, no hits, no errors. We're through 4 complete. 3-2. Xavier with the lead over Notre Dame. We're back with more after this.
It may not require a textbook, but it's filled with valuable lessons. It may not take place in a classroom, but it's an ideal environment for learning. It may not involve a diploma, but it can help prepare Connecticut's young people for life. It's high school sports. High school sports can play a critical role in a student's overall education. In fact, studies show that students that participate in high school sports are more likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in their academic lives. If you think high school sports are only about competition, think again. Better yet, think about attending a high school sporting event in your community. You'll be amazed by what you see. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education. This message presented by the Connecticut Interscholastic Athletic Conference and the Connecticut Association of Athletic Directors.
All right, welcome right back. Don Boyle, Steve Kirk alongside off the golf course and here enjoying some baseball. What do you have more passion for, Steve, baseball or golf?
Tonight, baseball.
Tonight, baseball. I love the answer. All right.
I love my golf guys. It's been a great season. Great bunch of guys, kids to be around. Say guys, kids to be around.
Is this a good thing or a bad thing in baseball? We move on to the fifth, and Zach Corwick, the leadoff hitter for Notre Dame, gets a chance to lead off an inning again for the third time.
That's an oddity.
And Signor is still pitching some strikes out there, and the count goes 1-1. Corwick, Corso, Archiolo, the scheduled hitters for Notre Dame. You have your gorgeous daughter here. Where's your crazy son today?
He is down there sitting next to my lovely wife.
He's relaxing. He's calming down in his old age. Usually he's running around the ballpark, Steve.
He must be tired.
He's got to be tired, that pitch inside. He's quite an athlete in his own right.
I'd like to think he's resting up because he does have a pretty big doubleheader tomorrow morning at 10 and 12.
There you go. We'll all hear about it on Facebook, by the way. Here comes a 2-1. You know, while we have a little break, talk a little bit about the golf team and all kidding aside. A sport we really don't cover too closely with GoGreenKnights.com.
It's tough to cover. We'd have to have a whole bunch of cameras, but the team has played really, really well. Our last four numbers have been 155, then two 154s, and then a 150 this past Thursday after we got a storm come through to beat Xavier. So my guys, led by Eric Austin, a junior member of the hockey team. Zach Iannone, a sophomore, is my number 2 guy. And then a couple seniors, Tom Clarushin and Jesse Rocco, have been playing well.
Swinging a miss and a strikeout of Corwick. He'd walked his first plate appearance and grounded out. Now he has struck out to lead off the fifth. And that is the third strikeouts for Joe Signor. And it brings up Mike Corso. Corso is 1 for 1 with a home run to left field. Get that back in the third. Quite a blast.
A couple other guys that have been key for the golf season, Andrew Madar, Kyle Mordecai.
Pitch low and away.
In fact, Andrew Madar was the key to our win on Thursday in the 5 spot. First 4 batters had come in. First 4 batters, thinking baseball. First 4 golfers had come in. We were dead tied with Xavier. Counting at 156 strokes, he comes in at a 5 spot, shoots a 38, 3 over par. We knock out a 44. We get 6 strokes better. Xavier doesn't get better, and we come away with the win.
Here comes the 1-0. Ground ball hit down to the third baseman. Taken there by Caprio. High throw to back and first. A big collision for Sell, and he really shouldered Corso right in the chin, not by design, and hopefully he's going to be all right. He had to go high for the baseball. Couldn't get it, and hopefully Corso is going to be all right. That was a very tough collision down there at the bag down there. Boy, while he's in while they attend to Mike Corso, let's step aside for just a moment. We'll hear from one of our sponsors. We'll be right back.
Many times bad things happen to good people. A car accident, a divorce, a loved one is arrested. Things you just can't prepare for. Zingaro and Cretella specialize in civil litigation, family law, and criminal defense. A leading New Haven and Fairfield County general practice law firm established in 2001, attorneys Gene Zingaro and Don Cretella, ND class of 1986, who thankfully is a much better lawyer than it was a receiver for me, will guide you and help you make an informed and rational decision in a difficult time. Visit them at www.theconnecticutdefenders.com DavidandRobert.com. Zingaro and Cretella is a law firm you can trust.
All right, welcome back. There'll be an error on the third baseman on the play, but usually a situation like that, you kind of forget what's going on. You have so much concern for the player out there, Mike Corso, and hopefully Michael's going to be okay. It looks like he's going to remain in the ball game. As that was a pretty good collision with Mike Purcell. Purcell, a little chat with Corso. Looks like both players will be okay.
Nice job of sportsmanship by Purcell, making sure he was all right. But I will say this, I'm certainly glad Mike is all right. The collision there might have prevented him from actually going to second base.
That's right.
Don't know where the catcher was. He couldn't tell where the right fielder was, but that ball got away pretty good, and without a collision, he might have been able to maneuver himself into scoring position, but safety first and foremost. And
here comes the 1-0.
That's the key point.
Joe Archiolo has messed up my scorebook here tonight. He has walked twice, throw to the bag at first, runner back. He has stolen a base, took third on a balk, and then scored on a pass ball.
I still need the Powerball numbers.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I'll give them to you after the game. We're here in the top of the fifth. The pitch, and Archiolo hits that to the center fielder, and coming on to make the catch is Nick Roy for the out. Archiolo on a casual fly ball to center retired. There's two down. It brings up Zach Balaban, the catcher. Well, Corso, he's shaking off the cobwebs in these situations. Luke Kessler likes to send that runner, try to get him in the scoring position with two down, Steve. He'll take his chances.
I think it's a smart baseball play to try, as long as you trust your runner to get a good jump, and he's got some speed. I think Signor was thinking the same thing, trying to keep Corso maybe a half a step closer to first. Worst case scenario, you got your number 4 hitters leading off the next inning.
Here comes the pitch, and it's hit high in the air to the center fielder. And Roy will eat a bag of donuts and put it away as Balaban will retire on a fly ball out. There's plenty of time to soar underneath that one. It's going to do it for the Green Knights. No runs, no hits. It was an error, and the runner left on. We'll be back with the bottom of the fifth. 3-2, Xavier leading Notre Dame right here on GoGreenKnights.com.
And now, the winner of this year's prestigious Honda President's Award for Excellence in dealership operations, customer satisfaction, sales, and training. Curtis Ryan from Curtis Ryan Honda in Shelton. Celebrating 39 years in Shelton with a great reputation, great deals, and an extraordinary sales experience, this is Curtis Ryan's 9th President's Award.
New Haven Foot Surgeons and Milford Podiatry Associates specialize in medical and surgical care of the foot and ankle. They have a state-licensed surgical center with a physical therapy center available for all patients. Physicians include Notre Dame graduates David and Robert Novicki, along with Martin Pressman, James Krantz, and Jesse Parks. They are affiliated with the 3 major New Haven area hospitals, and they participate with most health insurance carriers. With locations in New Haven, Hamden, Milford, and Ansonia, New Haven Foot Surgeons and Milford Podiatry Associates is your GoGreenKnight.com connection to healthier feet. Visit them online at MilfordPodiatry.com.
All right, welcome right back here to beautiful Palmer Field in Middletown, Connecticut. If it sounds a little dull, I've been having all kinds of problems with my microphone cable, Steve, and thought I had one that worked, and you heard the little crunchy sound that it was given out there, so we have shut that one down too. What's going on with all those gremlins in the microphone lines? But Jack Gethings leading things off. He has scored twice. He's walked twice here tonight. Amendola has walked a couple of batters. That's rather uncharacteristic of John. He has struck out 4. That pitch in for the strike call. Amendola can be very dominating. Go back to the game versus West Haven. The first 7 outs recorded were all strikeouts. That ball fouled off. So he can really get into a groove. Pitched a pretty good game here tonight, Steve. As John Amendola.
Certainly has. Got a little trouble in that first inning. Got himself out with the pickoff. Gave up the 2 runs when 2 guys got on.
That ball hit the opposite way, and that's a base hit. Leadoff single by Jack Gethings. He's on base for the 3rd time, and it brings up Matt Albanese, the designated hitter.
It was funny we mentioned
There's your man right there. I was looking for
That's
him.
my buddy. It's funny we mentioned when Notre Dame took the 2-1 lead, you kind of wanted to go out and get a quick inning, and Xavier wound up getting two to retake the lead. And then Signor did a nice job because he came out after Xavier got the 2 runs to match Notre Dame, put together about a 7-pitch, 3-up, 3-down inning. So neither of those scenarios were what the Green Knights were looking for, as they're now chasing a run down 3-2 here in the bottom of the 5th.
Albanese is 0 for 2. I don't know what happened to all my friends from Xavier who were checking out the production here tonight for hopefully their school broadcast program. Here comes the pitch. Ground ball hit right to the shortstop. The out the back at second. The throw to first by Paulson. And did Wynn hold on for the out? He claims he did. I believe they're going to call him safe at the bag at first. Albany's able to beat the throw. May have come off the bag had Wynn right there. Just a little bit.
I think Paulson's throw was a little bit to the right of first base. Wynn tried to keep his tippy toe on it while catching it. Base umpire said, no, you didn't.
So the force at the bag. So that becomes a fielder's choice. 6-4 in the putout. Pretty good work there by the young shortstop, Ardeo, to get to that ball and make it close. There's a little flare going out, and that's going to fall between the fielders as Paulson couldn't get to it, along with Archiolo and Gargiulo, and now they're safe at second and third. That ball had some eyes on it, and that goes as a base hit.
Purcell there, third hit of the game, and none of them have been of the ringing variety, as I mentioned before, but that was just your CNI bloop hit that fell amongst the trio of Paulson, Archiolo, and Gargiulo, who all were trying to get to it, but neither could, and now with one out, runners on first and second for Xavier.
Yeah, I just wanted to correct myself. I had said second and third. The runners will go to second and third, and there you go, forward thinking again. I will give you those power ball numbers. That pitch down low, and that's a double steal. That's scary. So they got runners at second and third. Count 1 ball, no strikes. Great pitch to attempt the double steal. Down low into the body of Balabon, the catcher, and really no chance to decide on who to try to get. Infield comes in around the horn here in a 1-run game. Amendola's pitch, and that's going to be spiked down the right field line. It will drift foul. Cardi in the game, sac fly RBI back in the third. Hit it out to the right field. Hey, the Xavier team, you think about the sac fly by the right-handed batter hit out the right. Really where you want to put it. Back in the first, the left-handed batter tucks one down the left field line to bring home a run going the opposite way. They're doing a lot of little things correctly.
Little things in baseball mean a huge difference, and they're 15-1 and up 3-2, trying to get their 16th win. Notre Dame's got to play the infield in now. Keep the deficit at 1.
Amendola's 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss. Swang right through that one. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Cardi. Pat Downey on deck for the Xavier Falcon team. Outfield straight away. They've come in a step or two. Certainly don't want anything to get by them, that's for sure. 2 runs would score easily. Amendola. Cardi wiggles the bat and will call for time. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here's your line score for Xavier. 3 runs on 6 hits now, 1 error. Notre Dame 2 runs on 3 hits and 1 error. Our scoreboard man here doing a terrific job here at Parliament Field once again, as he always does. There's a pitch in here for the strike 3. Was dropped. Cardi tagged out. That's the 5th strikeout of the ball game for John Amendola. He needed that one. 2 down. Pat Downey to the plate, 0 for 2.
Green Knights infield defense with 2 outs now can go back to normal depth.
Here comes a pitch. A little low. Amendola looking in. Here comes the 1-0. Swing and a miss. The count goes to 1 ball, 1 strike.
As a catcher, I admire what Zach Balaban just did right there. Curveball in the dirt, runner on third, just smothered that. Knew it was coming, got himself down. The swing of Downey kind of blocks it a little bit, but did his job.
1-1. Hit slowly. Picked up. Corwick across the diamond. Got it there. That was a big play on the slow roller to get it there to win it first to retire Downey. 5-3, 2 left on base. So in the inning, no runs, 2 hits, 2 left on by the Xavier Falcons. They have now stranded a total of 3, 4, 5 in the ball game. We'll be back with the top of 6. Falcons lead the Green Knights 3-2.
Network Group.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you. One shot at this.
It may not require a tech.
For the last 10 years, Federico and SETI has served individuals and business clients throughout the Northeast. Originally founded by Mark Federico, class of 72, the current principals are Michael Federico, Notre Dame class of 82, and Lynn SETI, Sacred Heart Academy class of 82. Providing accounting, tax, audit, and consulting services, Federico and SETI is the perfect company for your personal, corporate, estate, and gift tax returns. A proud sponsor of GoGreenKnights.com, call Federico and SETI at 203-248-9966 for all your accounting needs.
Once they go in here. All right, welcome right back. Nice to be with you all. Post-game will include a couple of highlights here tonight, Steve. Looking forward to that. As at pitch in here for the strike to Brandon Wynn here in the top of the 6th inning. 3-2, Xavier Falcons with a lead over Notre Dame. Winnie is 0 for 1. He walked back in the 3rd, ignoring the mound. Slow curve. Looked like he was going to be yanked from the game on a couple of occasions early on. Did not look comfortable. Matter of fact, had walked 4 in the first 3 innings of work, but certainly has settled down. And right now, his offense has given the young man out the mound a 1-run lead into the 6th inning at 3-2. Signoy, the right-hander. Win a senior for Notre Dame at the plate. Gargiulo and Levine scheduled to follow here in the top of the 6th inning. Outfield with a bit of a shift off that line, and that ball is laced in the left field. Fielded by Hill. Had some topspin on it as Wynn really turned on it, and that is a leadoff single for the Green Knights of Notre Dame. They had a leadoff runner in the 1st, nothing happened. Leadoff runner in the 4th, couldn't get him home. Now leadoff runner here in the 6th, down by a run, and Gargiulo at the plate, who's 0 for 2. Bet your bottom dollar he's laying one down here, Steve.
Especially Notre Dame going to a pinch runner. There's number 11. Looks like Chris Stankiewicz comes in to pinch run for Wynn.
Stankiewicz, pretty good base runner too. So Notre Dame down by 1. They'll be throwing to that bag at first a lot here.
Signoy tries to keep Stankiewicz close. Also, see if Gargiulo might give away a bunt by squaring early.
He'll throw again.
Nice scoop there by Purcell. One hopped it. That could have been down the right field line and a runner at 3rd without that play.
Here comes a pitch. Gargiulo will bunt it. Pretty good one. Second baseman forced to wheel over and cover the bag at first. Gethings does that. And retired as Gargiulo 1-3. So good work off the mound by Joe Signoy as they push Stankiewicz down to the bag at 2nd in the scoring position on the sacrifice bunt. That brings up Mike Levine. Levine 1 for 2 with a solid single back in the 4th, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Grounded out to 3rd for the 2nd out of the 2nd. Then single to lead off the 4th.
Ardito waiting on deck. Here comes a pitch. Curveball. Nips the outside corner. Count 0-1.
game has a little bit of a playoff feel.
Yeah, it does.
Late in the year, under the lights, good crowd.
Here comes the 0-1 curveball. Strike call inside corner. Works him in and out with that curveball to count 0-2 to Levine.
Now this is where the nuances of baseball come in. You've thrown 2 curveballs. Do you go back to it again because he's thinking that you're not going to throw it?
The 0-2, Waste went outside, and the count goes 1-2.
Now pitching 1-0-1 is you either go back to the curveball inside or you try to bust him in on the hands. Let's see where Signor goes.
Here comes the 1-2 pitch, and he spins one in for the strike 3 call. Levine knew that. And he's called out on strikes. Third strikeout for Joe Signor. Boy, came at the right time, and it brings up Ardio. Zachary today singled and hit into a force out back in the 4th. Actually a double play. 6 unassisted, 3 double play. Big gap in left center field if the young man can get it out there. Stankiewicz down at second, represents a game-tying run. That ball hit high near. He tried to get it there, but got underneath it and skies at the Roy, looks up into the night and makes the catch. And that is going to do it for the Green Knights of Notre Dame in the top of the 6th. No runs, 1 hit. They now have 4. They trail 3-2 to Xavier. Back with more after this.
Curtis Ryan Honda now has the all-new 2013 Honda Accord in stock and arriving daily. Get this totally restyled, technologically futuristic vehicle from Curtis Ryan, a 9-time winner of Honda's most prestigious dealership distinction, the President's Award. The 2013 Accord features alloy wheels, backup cameras, Bluetooth, SMS text messaging, auto climate control, and much more. Get yours at Curtis Ryan Honda, between exits 12 and 13 off Route 8 in Shelton.
And now, the winner of this year's prestigious Honda President's Award for Excellence in Dealership Operations, Customer Satisfaction, Sales, and Training. Curtis Ryan from Curtis Ryan Honda in Shelton. Celebrating 39 years in Shelton with a great reputation, great deals, and an extraordinary sales experience, this is Curtis Ryan's 9th President's Award.
All right, welcome right back. We are here. A little feedback as we communicate with our truck down below. Nothing to fret about. Parma Field, Middletown, Connecticut. Bottom of the 6th inning. The Xavier Falcons to the plate with a 1-run lead at 3-2. Schaff, Roy, Caprio, the scheduled hitters against John Amendola. Big John into the windup. Here comes the right-hander's pitch. In for the strike. It's Troy Tersey before the game. And tell you what, he's pitched pretty well for this Notre Dame team. Really had to wait his turn to his senior year, and those are the type of guys I really like. There's a bunt, looked like it nearly clipped him in the hand there and in the jaw as Schaff was crossing home plate. Count 0-2. That was dangerous, wasn't it?
Tough to put a bunt down on that pitch. You're trying to catch the third baseman sleeping, but that was a little bit, that was high up at the eyes.
Here comes a pitch with a young man from Berlin. American Legion. It was an American Legion game. Similar situation. Actually bunted the ball, went off his eye, and he got banged up pretty good.
Back to Tersey. He has come of age and pitched well for the Green Knights. And again, without Zulo all year, everyone's kind of had to step up.
There's a ball hit out the right. Could it be trouble? No. Paulson got on a horse right there to go out and make the catch. Well, we've already had the Kentucky Derby. You could put him in the Preakness. Jack retired.
Good break by Paulson. Gargiulo was making a run at it as well. Good communication. Paulson hauls it in, get the lead out of the 6th.
Brings up Nick Roy.
I think we might have a pinch hitter here. So I saw him go to the umpire. I did not get any Xavier substitutions, but it looks like it's number 17.
Benjamin Criscolo. So that'll be Ben Criscolo, if that's who it is, number 17.
Green Knights again. A little tough on the injury front. 2 senior co-captains. Probably played a total of 10, 11 innings all year, and Greg Zulo and Griffin Garabedian. Coach Kessler's hoping to get them back. Zulo as early as next week, possibly. Griff is trying to come back for the first round of the state tournament, which is the Tuesday after Memorial Day.
Here comes the pitch. Popped up. Paulson out. You can hear him yell, "I got it." He does. 2 down. Caprio stepping up to the plate, so Friscolo retired, the pinch hitter.
Coaching my son and daughter, we always tell the kids loud, so that the concession stand can hear you. I think Paulson did that there. We heard him here. They probably heard him at the concession stand down the left field line in Palmer Field. Some of the best hot dogs around, by the way.
Absolutely. And that loud yell also makes it quite convenient when you're looking for a Gatorade coming back into the locker room, right? Or the dugout. Pitch hit for the strike to Caprio. Number 9 hitter for the Xavier Falcons. He has walked in 2 tries, struck out. Outfield remains straight away. 0-1, look out. Belt high inside, count goes 1-1. Top of the order and Lawrence Hill on deck.
For Amendola, you want to get out number 3 right here. Give your guys a chance.
Notre Dame, Paulson, Corwitt, Corso scheduled hitters. Ball popped up. Shortstop can't make the play, and safe at the bag at first is Caprio. Ball run back into the infield by Archiolo, the center fielder, backing up the play. So just a tough break right there for the young guy, Ardito, playing in his first varsity game that we know of.
Might have taken his eyes off it at just the last second. It was a little bit of a cue ball shot. Spun in and out of the glove, fell to the grass.
E6, I guess that wasn't out of the ordinary. It brings up Hill, the top of the order, and that pitch missed outside. No, strike call, outside corner. Down 0-1 to Lawrence Hill. He has struck out, single scored, and grounded out. Xavier leading 3-2 on 6 hits and an error. Notre Dame 2-4-2. Their magic numbers up on the board. Near the bottom of the 6th inning. Only a couple of games on GoGreenKnights.com next week. Baseball and 1 lacrosse game. Senior day for the Green Knights on Monday, Lyman Hall.
Senior day for the lacrosse team. Friday at Hamden. A little bit like the Green Bowl. Going to do it at night because it's a night game. Of course, we have the honors convocation on Thursday, sandwiched in between.
Here's a swing and a miss, a throw down to the bag, and safe, they call. Caprio with a stolen base. I like the way the field umpire took a look at that, like, yeah, okay, safe. It was close play as Ballabon got it down there. So Hill now has a runner in scoring position with the count 1-2.
You get one of the little nuances of baseball. It seems like every time Xavier steal, it's been a curveball.
Yeah, good point.
I wonder if they kind of know the sequence of pitches, or they're taking a little peek at the pitch selection and they've kind of picked something up, because much easier to steal on a curveball.
There's a swing and a miss and the strikeout of Hill. So stolen base does not hurt. The error does not hurt, and that is a strikeout for Amendola, his 6th of the ball game. All right, we'll be back with the top of the 7th. Green Knights down to their final 3 outs. It's all up to Paulson, Corwick, and Corso, perhaps. Back with more right here on GoGreenKnights.com. Are you looking for a professional painter? Then look no further than Notre Dame's own Donald Martone, class of '87, and his company, Decorative and Traditional Painting by DKM, a full-service painting company specializing in both custom interior and exterior painting at residential and commercial settings. They are fully insured and licensed and will beat any estimate. DKM Painting provides services such as popcorn ceiling repair to painting a single room to an entire house. No job is too big or small. For more information, visit his website, www.paintingbydkm.com. Email him at don@paintingbydkm.com or call him at 203-433-2356 for professional painting. Look no further than Don Martone in Painting by DKM.
You play tonight?
All right, welcome right back here to Palmer Field as we move on to the top of the 7th inning, and the Green Knights look like they're going to set up a pinch hitter here to try to ignite things in the Top of the 7th is Brian Roan to hit for Wes Paulson. So Roan to hit. Roan was penciled in as a starting infielder, and today he's taken a seat at pitching there for the strike call. So Roan up in a big spot here, trying to contribute off the bench as a pinch hitter. Top of the order with Corrick and Corso scheduled to bat thereafter. Signor in the mound. That ball in the hands and fouled off by Roan. Count goes 0-2 to Bryant. I think he swung to protect himself right there, Steve, as much as anything else.
Did a nice job following off and actually pulled that pitch. Finds himself in an 0-2 hole.
Signor into the windup. Goes right at him and strikes him out with a fastball. Didn't waste one there. That's his 4th strikeout. Let me correct myself. His 5th strikeout of the ball game. For Joe Signor, there is one down, top of the order, and Zach Corrick to the plate. He has walked, rounded out, and struck out, so he's 0 for 2 on the evening with Mike Corso, who hit a home run on deck. There is hope for Notre Dame, down by 1, just 1 out. Curveball bends in. Signor now, he's starting to feel it. He's found his rhythm out there. Well, coach knows him. Came out, had a couple of discussions in the early innings when he walked 4 through 3, and he has settled down nicely. He's only allowed 1 hit since the 4th inning, or the last couple, that is.
He got a little bit through the first 2 or 3.
He really did. Curveball, just missed. Count goes 1-1.
It's a pretty good pitch.
I thought so.
The only guy that matters didn't.
That's right. His pizza's not ready next door. Here comes the 1-1. Ground ball. Hit the 3rd. Scooped up. Caprio. Bag at first. Another high throw. Purcell's tall. Makes the grab. Corrick retired. 5-3. So now you have 2 down, and it's all up to Mike Corso. Corso got banged up on a errant throw by the 3rd baseman when he grounded one that way, and Purcell had to go get it, and he collided, did Corso, with Purcell. It looked ugly when it happened, but Corso A-OK. Home run back in the 3rd for Corso. Off this young man, Signor, and this time he rips it through the left side of the infield for a base hit. Took that hanger and just drives it to left. And I'll tell you, Signor was lucky he didn't get all of that and knock it out of the park again, because that hung up there.
Good piece of hitting by Corso, and I actually like the pitch selection, but something tells me if you ask Corso, he probably kind of thought that pitch might be coming, because I think the ground ball and a home run probably came on fastballs. So I think Signor knew that and said, you know what, let me start him off with a first pitch curveball. He's done that to a lot of batters, and Corso just kept the hands back, knew it was coming, and laced one to left field.
Green Knights with a run at first, 2 down. This is Archiolo to the plate. He has walked a couple of times, scored a run on a kind of a circus act. Trip around the bases, stolen base, balk, pass ball, and a fly ball out. It's a little low, count goes 2-0. Zach Ballabon scheduled to hit next for Notre Dame. And Purcell wants to come out and have a quick chat with Signor. Catcher coming out too.
This is where if I'm head coach Lou Kessler, and I tell my daughter's team, I tell my son's team, and I think it's standard throughout baseball, but on a 2-0 count, 3-1 count, you want to find, I tell the kids, 1 pitch, 1 swing. You want to make 1 swing at the 1 pitch you love the best. If it's not there, lay off.
Here's the pitch. Inside. That's one to lay off of. That's a pretty good pitch count, 2-1 here to Archiolo.
Signor did not give in there and lay one over the middle of the plate. Archiolo took it.
Here comes the 2-1. Archiolo swings at that one. Hits it on here. Right fielder coming on. Reaching up. And the catch is made by Pat Downey. And that is going to do it. Xavier Falcons continue their terrific season. They win again. What are they, 16-1 now? 16-1. For Notre Dame, they dropped to 10-7 with a loss here. 3-2 your final. We'll take one more break. We'll come back with some highlights, some quick chatter. We'll let everybody get home and out of here at Palmer Field. Your final, Xavier Falcons 3 and the Green Knights of Notre Dame 2.
Network Group, we are committed to offering simple and meaningful solutions to your complex problems. We work hard to achieve the highest levels of quality in our solutions to help your customers meet their challenging business needs. We're committed to delivering technology management solutions that offer security, reliability, availability, and performance. Visit our website, thebusinessnetworkgroup.com for more information.
One match away from immortality.
This is a total team effort.
We're gonna come at you. One shot at this.
All right, welcome right back. Good look at the Green Knights of Notre Dame as they lick a couple of wounds down there here after this tough 3-2 loss to the Xavier Falcons. Steve, I know the boys are going to run a couple of highlights for us, and they can do that as we perhaps talk a little bit about what's going on here. We got the Corso home run, I believe, and the collision at Notre Dame's first couple of runs and a run scored by Xavier. So if they're ready with the highlights, they can certainly play them, and you can just kind of pick it up from there.
Sure, I think we see here the home run by Corso. That tied the game at 1 in the third inning. Xavier taking a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the first. Corso second time up, deposited over the left field fence and tied the game at 1 with one swing of the bat. He did have 2 hits on the day, a sacrifice bunt, reached base on an error. He was the one that actually had the collision with Purcell. I think that also might be a highlight that we will see coming up. But Xavier does win this one 3-2, ending a 4-event week here on GoGreenKnights.com. As you hear, actually, this is the play that you talked about, the circus act with Archiolo. Reached on a walk, stole second, rattled Signor a little bit through the balk and then the pass ball, which gave Notre Dame a 2-1 lead. But this is a hit here by Purcell. We mentioned him before. He had a couple hits, RBI hits this here. Plates what I believe is the tying run for Xavier, as Hill scored from second to make it a 2-2 game.
Nice strikeout by Amendola right there.
Then Xavier did wind up taking a 3-2 lead. Here we have the collision. As you see, it was a ground ball to Caprio. His throw was high to Purcell. Tried to come off the bag, and Corso ran right into him. Luckily, Corso was able to stay in the game. Actually got a single on a first pitch curveball in the 7th to keep the Green Knights alive before Archiolo.
May I interject? Obviously, the boys down the Trek love carnage.
Hopefully, Mr. and Mrs. Corso were here and kind of didn't see it in such slow motion.
He's okay.
He's fine. He had a base hit after. A little ice, a little Advil, Tylenol. He'll be good to go in the morning.
And by the way, Xavier winning their 17th of the season. All right, see, that's going to do it. Everybody wants to go home, right? It's been a long day. I can tell your wife, your kids, they're ready. I know everybody involved with our production. Great job by all. That's going to do it here. Oh, happy Mother's Day to all.
Sunday.
Right, Sunday. My mom, your mom, everybody's mom. Allie, say happy Mother's Day to your mother on Sunday. You don't have to do it right now. It's only Friday. All right. My favorite Kirk right there to my left. All right, that's going to do it from Parma. One more time, 3-2 Xavier over Notre Dame.